good morning. How you all doing? Hope you're well. Oh dear, just got out of the shower. Oh, Georgia Guidestones. I haven't really been paying much attention to it since I've done my last post. You know, just bits and bobs really. Just really seeing what everybody's been talking about or saying about, or should we put it another way, their version of what's happened with the Georgia Guidestones. Because as we all know, there's never going to be just one version, like a mainstream version. You've also got big channels out there on YouTube and other platforms as well that are putting out their version. And I will say version of the Georgia Guidestones and what's actually happened and why it's happened. Many say it's been pre-planned, that it was all meant to happen. I don't believe that at all. I mean, they've been put up a long time ago, and you know, before people started realising what was written on them. And I think the first people that did sort of jump on it about the Georgia Guidestones and what was written on the Georgia Guidestones were the Flat Earthers. And that got linked, that's just another thing that's got linked to the Flat Earth community, with the Flat Earth and all their versions and all that stuff that's been going on over the last few years, and that got pulled out and now been 100% linked to the Flat Earth community. And so is this the reason why? Is this the reason why? I mean, you know, the first channel I jumped onto was Logic Before Authority, and he done another video showing a lightning strike or some kind of lightning strike or some sort of light that came down and hit the Georgia Guidestones and exploded it. That was shown by Logic Before Authority. He always seems to come up with the best video footage. Don't care where he gets it from, not sure where he gets it from, don't care where he gets it from, but the main reason is with that guy, he does come up with some really good footage and information, and he does seem to be the first one that gets hold of the information, so I always seem to stick with him. Daniel I do like, and I've used a lot of his information, verbal information as well, with lightning, plasma, you know, higher intelligence of electricity, plasma. I've always stuck with him with that because he comes up with the best information and the best explanations of that. So I do like Logic Before Authority for these reasons, and this is why I jumped straight to him to see what information he had a couple of days ago regarding the Georgia Guidestones. And he did show some kind of strike coming down from above. Doesn't necessarily mean it's lightning strike. No, of course not. No, it could be. I don't know. It could be. It may not be. It could be a DEW. It could have been that came down and done it. It could have been done purposely or deliberately. Got to stop using that word purposely because I got that off of Sam Tripoli. Keeps saying it. It's just become addictive or contagious using that word, but no, deliberately. So whether it is a lightning strike that done it, it's either a lightning strike that done it, because I've seen the footage, and if you ain't seen the footage, go over to Daniel to see it on Logic Before Authority. He will show you the footage. Now, like I said, it doesn't mean that it's lightning. It might not be lightning. It may be DEWs. It could have been done from up above to purposely or deliberately, so I'm doing it again, or deliberately taking down one of the stones, one of the main stones, one of the pillars, but the rest of it still stayed up intact, you know. Other bigger channels out there at the moment are putting it down to other things, you know, like they wanted to bring it down at a certain time because it was all related back to ancient Babylon and the writings from ancient Babylon, which I've used personally myself with a lot of information. On my other channel, on my main channel before it got taken down, I've done loads and loads of information on that. Loads of information on that. So, it was definitely some lightning strike, either a lightning strike that came down or some sort of strike. So let's put it this way, it was a strike, definitely a strike that came down to hit them, because we have the footage showing that. And then they got dismantled properly by, looks like, the authorities that took it down. maybe because it is, or maybe they did it all as a ruse because they wanted to take it down at a certain time. It could be that. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not here to give the answers. I'm here to just give my version of what's been going on, you know. But the bottom line is they seem to have took it down because it's another thing. Like, I mean, when the bulldozer came in and took the rest of it down, took it all down. Probably because it has been linked to the Flat Earth community. And it's another thing from the government's side, for the government's eyes to show it's another thing that's been pushed onto the Flat Earth community. So no, we can't listen for one. So for one reason we say, oh, let's get rid of them. We don't need them because now they're just linked and we don't want anything linked to the Flat Earth community. And as the world's population still grows and grows and grows about us living on a flat Earth or inside a flat Earth, because you'd still be inside because of the dome. So you would always be inside. It would always be a pressurised system. I believe there's a crystalline dome that's all the way around us. I don't believe in the flat Earth. I believe everything's simulated inside the crystalline dome. Doesn't mean it has to be flat. I don't believe there's any shape at all. But we can't take away that 80% or 75% of the world's population now has all jumped over to the flat Earth, and they all believe that the Earth is flat. If the Earth was really flat, then why would all these videos have been up all these years, the last few years? Why would all these videos have been up anyway? Why would they have been allowed to stay up? If the Earth was really flat and they wanted to keep that away from you, from the public eye, so to speak, then there would never have been any flat Earth videos that would have made it to YouTube, would have made it to other platforms, would have made it to originally to Google or Yahoo or DuckDuckGo, which has now all been bought out by Google anyway. Same as Bing, all been bought out by Google. Everything's been bought by Google. The plan is that Google buys everything to cut down the internet, chop it down, so nobody can use it like we did, like we used to use it. You know? Everything's run by Google now. Apart from TikTok, apart from allegedly TikTok that isn't being bought by Google. But that all seems a bit fishy to me, saying that it's not been bought by Google. 5 years down the line, or 3 years down the line, or 2 years down the line, there could be admitting that Google did actually buy TikTok, and we're just using TikTok as another MTV platform to bring in the young community, the teenagers. But let's not go off topic here. So it was definitely some strike that came down, whether it was lightning or a DEW, to take down that, to take away that first pillar, to take away and start off the destruction of the Georgia Guidestones. But the bottom line is, they're down now, and they're not going back up again. Another certain channel is doing his way and talking about because they were all capped in stone, that the writing was in stone on the Georgia Guidestones, and now that what the governments have been doing, or the shadow governments, the cabal, whoever you want to call them, they've all been doing digital monoliths. Digital monoliths. So now they don't have to have things capped in stone, because we now moved over to the digital age. Jumping into the age of Aquarius on the digital age. The age of awakening. So why would they need the Georgia Guidestones if they're now, this is all old news, capped in stone, don't need it. It's basically just another book you've got standing there, which is in stone, showing the writings of the depopulation of the 500 million, or down to 500 million, or bringing down the population to 500 million. But why do we need an old thing like a book that's being kept up, cased in stone, written in stone, when now they have digital monoliths all around the world showing the same thing? Because we moved into the digital age. So I'm not going to pass any opinions and saying this is for fact, this is for fact, and this is for fact why the Georgia Guidestones came down. Did they want them to come down? Question mark. Did they bring them down because they are linked to the Flat Earth community? Question mark. Question mark. But a very high percentage there of maybe it could be that, because everything that is linked to the flat earth now gets taken away. But like I said, if the earth was really flat, then no videos or anything, any information would have ever been allowed to jump through the internet for the general public to make it this way, unless they wanted it to be this way, because they wanted to make it another huge division. They're flat, they're concave, they're spinning ball. You don't hear much of the concave earth anymore anyway. You just don't. It seems to have jumped back again on the main division of spinning ball and flat earth. But lightning or some strike of light came down and hit that stone. Fact. We have the video footage of that. That's why I'll say fact on that. It's the only thing I will say fact on that. Why did they come down? Nobody knows. Was it because we moved over to the digital age? Was it because of the flat earth community? Was it just another thing to do with ancient Babylon, the writings from ancient Babylon? Who knows? So yes, it just leaves a few days, 2 or 3 days, it's gone past now, and just leaves one big question mark. My name's Electric Johnny Hat. Thank you for listening. One love as always. I love you all. What was the real reason, eh? I'm sure we'll get to the bottom of it eventually. It's only been a couple of days, 2-3 days. Bless you all.